This week on West of Knowhere, we discuss the hurricanes that have been devastating the southeast United States and the conspiracies that are now forming around them. A missing hiker from 100 years ago, his body was found on Mount Everest. A woman missing on a trip to Indonesia was found inside a shark. And a Washington woman's house is surrounded by hundreds of raccoons. A bag marked "definitely not drugs" found to be actually holding drugs. And a child attacked at a park in Detroit. In this week's Am I the Asshole segment, a child refuses to babysit a younger sibling because she was feeling abandoned by her parents after the baby was born. We'd like to thank Pantera Girl, Colton Zamersla, Andres Valles the God, Kevin Garahan, Chantella Mark Stadler, Colby Jordan, and Kylie Gangwish, and Reverend Professor Rusty J. Lugnuts III, Esquire. Yeah, I think that's his whole name. All right, and away we go.
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. I'm on it.
Hey, freak show! You're going nowhere!
We'll do it live! Fuck it!
Welcome back, kids and coaches, to another episode of West of Knowhere. I am Levi.
And I'm Shane.
Yeah, we're back. We're on the cutting edge of what's popping in the world.
Yes.
My lovely sultry assistant here was just telling me before we started that we covered a story that the Washington Post just finally talked about 2 weeks after we had talked about it. So, are we a trendsetter in the news? I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they'll catch up one day. You know, we're just that good at our job.
At this point, we're almost reporters.
Basically.
Yeah.
It would be fun to just be like reach out to like some person involved in like a national news story.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, press credentials. We have some questions, and they're like, oh yeah, who are you with? And we're like, well, it's a weekly current events podcast. Oh yeah, for like CNN, NBC. No, we're unaffiliated. It's actually it goes out to dozens of people though. So
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It would be fun just to see what like kind of like if you hid as much information about like the actual follower base about the show, like how far you could get, like because there are some places that are like, we'll take all the interviews for press about whatever, or they'll like give quotes for press, like this is what we're saying for this. And like if you just go, well, we're a weekly current events podcast, and we just want to talk to you about this story, and they're like, yeah, here's our official quote, blah blah blah, and then we just go, as obtained by we reached out, and they gave us this quote, and it's the same thing they told everybody else, but we reached out, so you know.
Yeah, but we got a direct quote.
So
I think that would make us like pretty legit at that point.
It'd be a little too official, probably.
We need to start the LLC right now.
That's right. We're going worldwide. It's prestige worldwide. All right. Well, we only have 4 comments on last week's video, so which is okay because you know it's the people who hold us down, Kylie and Pantera Girl.
Right.
So we'll start with Kylie. And I'm gonna open up with a sad comment that she made, since she's always giving me shit about, oh, you guys got all these sad stories, and then she's dropping sad stuff in the comments. So here we go. On the subject of Whitney Houston's mom dying, we talked about last week, and we had a conversation about parents outliving their child and how that must feel. And she says, my mom can agree that outliving your child is the worst thing ever. So
yeah, thanks, Kylie.
Because Kylie's brother passed away. So way to bring the party down, and you
Yeah.
know what? This whole episode is gonna be sad, and it's all your fault. So
We've been recording for 3 minutes, Kylie. Holy shit.
yeah. Anyway, another one that's kind of still depressing. She says there was a guy that used to work at Eeks, which is an office supply thing.
Okay.
In where she lives, and he got accused of sexual assault of a child, and then before the warrant was issued, he offed himself. So definitely wouldn't be surprised with Diddy doing it to avoid consequences or the shame. See, that's like my angle is like, well, why would you not at this point? Like, unless you thought that there was some like crazy way you're gonna get out of it, but I don't think he does. Anyway,
Yeah.
but we got Pantera Girl to bring the mood back up. First and foremost, glad she didn't get blown away by the hurricane, because
Yeah.
you know that is in her direction, the old Florida, if you will. She says she also had a first kiss in one of those tires.
Nice.
So, anything you guys want to share
Tire
with us?
bros for life.
You guys are Eskimo bros in a tire? Wait.
Yeah. Wait.
Or wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then the next comment, unrelated, but I'm going to read it as if it was. He doesn't even smash it right.
I want to know what that. I read that comment and I was like, I have no.
It's about the
clue.
guy with the Taylor Swift guitar that he was just swinging a hammer. She accurately is saying he should have like done a Pete Townsend and just fucking
Yeah, like you axe it.
Yeah.
Axe
Yeah.
it into the ground.
like the cover of that Clash album,
Yeah.
you know, when he's just fucking beating the piss out of it. Hold on, you don't know. what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
talking- You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
All right, well.
Show me anyway.
London Calling, baby. Boom. Yeah, they're just, you know, smashing the hell out of something.
You're right. I had no fucking clue what you're talking about.
Oh, all right. Well, now you do. Yeah, so if you want to give us a comment in the YouTube or on, I checked, there's none on Spotify, so you can do it
Damn.
there, but we're going to be talking about stuff that you might have an opinion on. If you want us to read it, or me specifically,
Yeah.
drop it like it's hot. So, I mentioned the hurricane that hit Florida, Hurricane Milton.
Yeah. Oh, yep.
Yep. And then there was Helene, fucking 2 weeks
was like
before that, or a week before.
Yeah.
I don't know. That Florida is once again proving that nature hates it.
It's trying to sink. Is what it's trying to do.
Yes. Two hurricanes directly at it, like within back-to-back weeks, which is crazy. Hurricane Milton was like, as it was approaching, scientists were like, this thing is scary. But it luckily died down to a category 3, but it was at a category 5 on
Yeah.
approach. But by the time it made landfall, it dropped down to a measly category 3. But I mean, obviously, still fucked things up because it's
Dude.
a hurricane.
There were people live streaming on TikTok, like of their houses being flooded, sitting in kayaks. I was like, dude,
Go away.
yeah,
Go
what the
to
fuck
safety.
are you doing?
I have a few friends that live in Florida, and one of them, she just recently had a kid who's not even a year old yet, so she went north into Georgia with some friends and family, and I was very
Yeah.
happy to see that she made that decision, because I can only imagine how paranoid she'd like being a new mom too.
Yeah.
Like on top
man.
of just the general anxiety a hurricane must give you. Like, I mean, I was in Florida during, you know, this time frame after boot camp, but like there was no, I mean, there was the one that was there like right at the beginning, but like I wasn't there for that. Like I was
when they
there,
when they evacuated the entire school and sent them up to Georgia.
yeah.
Dude, and what the funny part about that is that the storm actually never hit.
Oh,
So they
that is
spent all
hilarious.
this money and bust a bunch of people. I was lucky. I lived out in town, so I just got to stay.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah, because
they
you were
bust
married,
all-
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yep. And they stayed in some hangar, and they talked about, and the guys that stayed there talked about how bad the like mosquitoes were.
Yeah.
And they were sleeping with knit bags on their head so that.
Yeah. Yeah, my roommate when I got there was there for it, and he had talked about it, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, just missed it. But anyway, what is, I would say, not surprising, that there are obviously conspiracy theories about the hurricanes now. So,
Dude.
we have people talking about the Democrats are manipulating the weather
Mm-hmm.
to strike.
Yeah.
For, I don't really know the reason why you would do that.
You gotta look. Listen, you gotta hold Florida down, okay? Florida's too Republican. All right, the Democrats are just. It's happening. Okay,
Yeah.
they're controlling the weather to keep Florida down. Florida's too powerful. You gotta knock it down every now and then. Keep them a little lower, so that
Too many
people vote
unhinged
Democrat.
Florida men that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you gotta.
Those Florida men are the ones who vote Democrat. God damn it! So you gotta take them out with the storm.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's not any more outlandish than what.
Is actually being said.
Yeah. I don't have any like specifics about like what people are saying, because luckily I am not friends with too many people who think like that. There's one that I keep. I just keep
Yeah.
in the back pocket because he entertains me, but he posts some shit and I'm like, I think it's got to be full-blown schizophrenia at this point. Like there's so much of like the thought process of like the evil Democrats, or they got all these plans to just fucking do this and that, and it's like, how are
Yeah.
you living a life where you think people are after you like this bad? Like, you know, it's not healthy. But
Definitely.
yeah, people are saying that the Democrats like either were cloud seeding or doing some sort of thing to, or they, probably those Jewish space lasers controlling the hurricanes. And
Cloud seeding?
cloud seed. You've never heard of cloud seeding?
No.
So it's an actual thing.
Okay.
That was basically agreed that it's actually not super effective. They had experimented with it in Vietnam to basically what they do is they like put a bunch of chemicals in clouds, and it produces like rainfall, and so they're trying to like make monsoons in Vietnam while they're fighting, like to I guess hinder the Viet Cong. But so like it's a thing that can be done, but it's not necessarily a what you'd call an exact science.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it might rain, but it might not. We don't really know for sure. We can try, but you know, when has conspiracy theories ever gone with, well, just because it's not possible doesn't mean it's not real, you know?
yeah, for sure.
So, yeah. And it is hilarious that, and I shared a thing on Facebook last week where it was people talking about man controlling the weather to make hurricanes attack, which is realistic to some people, but humans impacting the weather via climate change is not as realistic. And it's like, okay, hold on. Wait, what? And I fucking saw this post. I think it was on Reddit, and somebody was like, posted a screenshot of somebody talking about this thing. And it was like an unhinged Facebook post. And like the top comment was, I mean, if you think I'm not going to vote for the team that controls the weather, I don't know. Like, obviously, I have to vote for them. They control hurricanes.
Like
That's the most effective voting swaying technique I've ever seen. Oh,
I mean, I'm going to vote now.
Yeah.
I'm scared of, them controlling the weather. Yeah.
Don't want a hurricane to hit you up in Washington?
Yeah, they're going to put hurricanes in Washington if I don't vote for them. Yeah.
We were talking at one of my jobs about the hurricane in Florida. I think it was Helene at that point, but I was like, how long before Donald Trump makes this about him because it's, hurricane in Florida, and that's pretty much where he lives now. It's like the dirty Dems, they're sending a hurricane to try to assassinate me. The bullets couldn't work, so now they're trying clouds. It's tremendously.
I mean, it does make more
dangerous.
sense now that you say that Trump lives in Florida. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Now it makes complete sense that the Democrats, 100%.
Yeah, well, So I just wanted to share this quote from a meteorologist who, keep in mind, has now been getting death threats since she posted this.
Wow.
Because people are unhinged. But she said, I've never seen a storm garner so much misinformation. We have just been putting out fires of wrong information everywhere. I've had a bunch of people saying I created and steered the hurricane. There are people assuming we control the weather. I have had to point out that a hurricane has the energy of 10,000 nuclear bombs, and we can't hope to control that. But it's taken a turn to more violent rhetoric, especially with people saying those who created Milton should be killed.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's fucking crazy that, like, she's like, hey, there's a lot of force and energy in these superstorms that we can't really do anything about. We can't control it. You can't make it. You can't produce it. Like, it's a fucking phenom of Mother Nature. It is like, and people are like, nah, you're a fucking piece of shit. You should die, actually.
Here's my thing. If we could control the weather, don't you think that, like, when shit like that started and formed, we would do everything we could to divert it, at least, you know what I mean? Push it off so where, because, like, right now, the, like, what, FEMA and just, like, the state of Florida are probably paying millions of dollars in relief.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't help anyone when an entire state is affected, when millions of dollars are being spent on shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad that people are being helped, but if we could control the weather, I feel like it makes more sense that we would deflect shit.
Yeah. We'd, like, send it to Cuba or something. Like, we'd like,
because even on the premise that Democrats are doing it to kill, to, like, do whatever.
Yeah.
Like, those are still voters.
Yeah.
That could potentially vote Democrat. So, like, I mean, that doesn't work for anyone.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like these people don't think very well. I just don't understand the rationalization of there's a lot of, like, and a lot more recently, but this, like, conspiratorial fucking thinking and how it relates to just, like, everything else, like, and it's fun because it's like that guy gets to drive a car everywhere, you know what I mean? Like, who's to say he doesn't drive into, like, a shopping mall or something, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. And in a move that surprised absolutely nobody, Marjorie Taylor Greene also was like, yeah, they can control the weather. It's ridiculous for anyone to lie and say it can't be done.
Oh my god.
So, pretty fun. What? Okay, this is it's not weather related, but
okay.
I guess it kind of is. I'm going to read you this headline, and then I'm going to talk about why I think it's hilarious.
Okay.
Human remains found on Mount Everest apparently belong to famed climber who vanished 100 years ago.
Okay.
Here's what's funny to me. He was a famed climber 100 years ago and then disappeared. Wouldn't you just kind of assume he's probably on a mountain somewhere, you know? Like, did he vanish or did he just die?
He died on the mountain.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? You're like, man, this guy's been missing. Where was he last seen? Oh, he said he was going to go climb Mount Everest.
He's been missing for 100 years.
I wonder where the fuck he went. Also, where's Captain Ahab at? Last seen hunting whales. I don't know.
Yeah, or Amelia Earhart.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, is like, I don't know why are we saying he vanished when we know exactly what the fuck happened to him?
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, so let's see. Britain Andrew Irvine. I don't know if Britain is his name or if they're like he was a Briton from Britain, you know.
He's from Britain. His name's Andrew Irvine, probably.
But it's Britain like Briton. So
Oh, it might be his first name then.
it's a weird one.
All right.
Yeah, he went missing in 1924 alongside a climbing partner, George Mallory, as the pair attempted to be the first to reach Everest summit. Well, there you go. Why? He went missing, and they were both gonna go along.
Yeah, where'd George go?
I wonder. Yeah.
Dude, I think George killed him.
Yeah. Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, they got up there, shit got real. They started arguing. George killed him, and then he was like, "I don't know where he went, dude." You know?
Yeah.
Fucking, he just disappeared.
That's crazy. Here's a picture of them.
Okay.
So, you know.
Great picture. Great picture.
Honestly, kind of scary. What are they doing?
They
Why
look-
has he got these tanks? I don't know what's happening. He's got this like weird goggles.
they look like Tuscan Raiders.
Yeah,
bro.
look at these cool ass socks he's got.
That's
The-
where George.
Yeah,
That's where George got the thing for how the Tuscan Raiders are gonna look.
yeah. He fucking George Irvine, George Lucas, or
They're
George
the same
Mallory,
person.
George Lucas. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently Mallory's body was found in 1999, but Irvine's fate was, you know, they didn't know. Well, they didn't know what the fuck happened to him, but they had found a sock that had a label on it in which he, you know, he initialed his socks, or they were
Like you
stitched
do.
into it. Well, you had to back in the day. You never know when somebody's gonna nab your socks off the clothesline or something. But yeah, so anyway, he they think they found him, which,
Yeah.
like I said, I don't know that he was lost, but in this,
Here's what I want to know: how far away from George did they find his body? You know what I mean?
oh, that's a good question.
Because like, if Irvine's farther up the mountain, then
George is a bitch.
maybe George died first,
Yeah,
and then he was like, "I'm going to keep going," and he was like, "Go, leave me," and they cried a little bit.
Let's see. They did. So they found where their camp was,
Right.
or no? They're trying to confirm where the camp
Oh,
was
so they
based
don't
on
even know where the camp
the
was.
bodies.
Okay.
So part of this is also trying to determine whether or not they were the first ones to summit Mount Everest, because like, were they making their way back down? You know, like,
Yeah.
we don't know. But I guess there's gonna be eventually they're gonna know more. But as of right now, we don't have a lot.
We don't know. Right.
Another headline that, first of all, I misread it. Okay, so I'm gonna read it how I read it first.
Okay. All right.
And it says, report: South Dakota woman found inside shark off Indonesian coast. I was like, was she alive? Like, how? What do you mean you
Yeah,
found her inside? Missed the word body at the front of that. Anyway, yeah, she was reported missing last month off the coast of Indonesia, and then reportedly found inside this shark. Now, turn of events, she's 68, or was.
Yeah.
What are you doing out there, lady?
Yeah.
Fucking,
What are you doing?
yeah, stop swimming with sharks. No.
But also, I didn't think I guess they do eat things whole, don't they?
It depends on what kind of shark, and it doesn't fucking say, which is kind of stupid.
I mean, it's got to be a pretty big shark to hold a 68-year-old woman inside of it.
Well, they shrink when they get older, so, you know. Yeah, I don't know. She was on a boat trip with 6
Yeah.
friends, and apparently fucking fell off the boat, and everybody's like, all right, well, there goes Gladys, or whatever.
Well,
Well, how long should we search for a normal amount?
no.
Yeah.
Dude.
Pretty.
That's crazy that they were like, she went missing. She fell off a boat into the water. She's
Yeah.
not missing. She's in the water.
We have covered this. She's not missing. We know where she's at. She's in the fucking water.
She's in the water. Like,
He's on Everest. She's in the water. Mystery's fucking solved. In addition to our press credentials, we could probably start private detective agency because
I mean,
we're fucking killing it right now. Where were they last seen? Inside a bear's stomach. Well, fucking bear got him.
bear, yeah.
I mean,
I'm just saying, if I answered the phone at the police station and they're like, we can't find my great aunt, she fell in the water. Like, well, did you check the water?
yeah. Did you?
Just saying.
Where were you? We were in a boat. Did you look over the side of the boat?
Yeah.
I mean, did you check the boat first? I guess maybe she's playing a little practical joke on you, getting like hiding under one of the cushions on the chairs or something. But yep.
Oh man.
It's fucking so stupid. All right, this story sounds. I picked this on purpose because it's fun. Do you know how far Poolsbo, Washington is from you?
Poolsbo?
Yeah.
No.
All right. Well, let's see. It's near the Naval Undersea Museum. Looks like
It's about 2.5 hours. It's about 3 hours for me.
over by Bremerton. Looks like.
Yeah, it's down there.
Well, if you ever just find your way down there, watch out for the raccoons because.
All right.
Yeah. A woman had fucking 100 raccoons surround her home. They organized. It's not Planet of the Apes. It's Planet of the Raccoons. Because she had been feeding them, some of them, not 100 of them. She had been feeding some raccoons, and then
Dude.
they spread the word, and they're like, I know where we're going. She fucking looks outside, and there's so many raccoons. Like, there's so many.
What the fuck?
And there's a
Dude.
video. Hold on.
Wow.
Yeah, they're like all over.
No way.
Yeah, so they had her surrounded big time.
Dude. All I can think about is cue the scene from Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, and it's all those fucking orcs just
Yeah.
standing up screaming. That's what they were all holding fucking whatever you call them, torches. They were
Yeah.
all holding torches, fucking just screaming raccoon noises.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome because
Yeah,
I think
that's-
raccoons are cool as hell, but and they're just adorable. But I would be fucking nervous because like a couple thoughts would come through my head. Number one, how long have raccoons been this intelligent? Are they organized? Do they have weapons? What do we, we need to know.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, do I have a poltergeist? Like, is my house or land haunted by an evil spirit that is commanding these creatures? And number three, is a Disney princess singing a song somewhere that I need to know about? Like, are they about to jump in
Maybe
on a
she
musical
was singing.
number and help her get dressed or something?
Maybe she was singing. You know?
Yeah,
She
I mean,
sang.
it doesn't say in the article, but I just... It's so crazy. Like, that's... If I saw, like, 5 raccoons at a time, I'd be like, alright, what's going on here? What are you guys
Yeah.
doing? I respect your game, but I'm a little nervous. I don't know what's happening. There's fucking, I don't know, 40 in that video that I just showed. Like, it's
Yeah.
so many. I would be nervous for sure. I would
I
give
mean,
them
they
what they
tell
wanted.
you-
I would throw my wallet out there, be like, I know you guys know how to use this.
They do tell you to not feed wild animals. Like
Yeah.
You know, like it takes. I mean, she probably only fed them a couple times before they're all just like, "Yo, Jack, this lady feeds us. Let's go. Fucking
Yeah.
tell everyone you know."
Yeah. What's funny is I was just watching Over the Hedge last night, and
Of course you were.
Hey, fuck you. That's a great movie. This feels like something out of that for sure. Like, it's just so crazy. And another, like, slightly animal related news. I did see another story about a woman who got arrested for illegally transporting 29 turtles from somewhere in New York.
That is
or
wild.
Maine. I think it was Maine to Canada. And this is what I was telling you about the other episode where there's like international like ecological agencies where they're like, you can't bring that fucking species over here. Which is funny to me, but okay. If you were going to decide to start smuggling drugs in different ways, what kind of things would you use to put the drugs into?
Amputees.
You'd put what? You just put them in amputees?
I put them in like their, in their
Their peg
prosthetic
legs?
limbs.
Yeah. All right. That's actually, I've never heard that one before. That's pretty clever. What other options do you think you got?
What other options? Dude, I feel like tried and true is in your butt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's been a thing they've been doing for a long time because it works.
Yeah. Yeah. Would you consider buying a bag that says
Not drugs on it?
definitely not a bag full of drugs?
Honestly, dude, I would think about it because it's you'd see the bag and you'd go, nah.
There's no
definitely
way.
not.
There's
Yeah.
no way you'd be that dumb. Well, a man and woman were stopped outside outside of Portland, Oregon, and turns out they were driving a stolen car.
Okay. All right.
Happens to the best of us.
It does.
They also, search the car because it's stolen. That's your probable cause. And
Yep.
maybe they found a bag that said definitely not a bag full of drugs. And God, you'll never guess what they found in there. So many drugs. We got some meth, we got some fentanyl. They're
I don't know what those blue pills are, but you got that.
yeah, I don't
That's
know either.
Wild. Dude, I mean, I know it sounds stupid, but also hide in plain sight.
Yeah. Yeah. I think where they all went wrong was the stolen car. If they didn't have a stolen car, I don't think, it would be an issue.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Definitely not.
you don't get your car searched if it's not stolen. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm,
Like, look at me. Never once stolen a car. Never once had my car searched. So,
Oh, I've had my car searched.
yeah.
I'm not sure it was legal, but they did it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if my car was searched after. Like, one time they fucking towed my truck.
Oh, they definitely searched it.
Yeah, so they probably searched that. But, like, there wasn't anything in there. It was fucking...
Yeah.
Yeah. A couple dead bodies. No big deal. Anyway, yeah, I just love this. They're like, yeah, turns out that bag that says definitely not a bag full of drugs was actually full of drugs.
That is insane.
Yeah. How crazy.
I'm just saying. Like, I
Yeah.
like it. I like where their head's at.
I like the boldness of their actions. All right. This we're gonna end on a sad note.
Oh, fuck.
But but once again, the headline made me laugh because
Okay,
because
alright.
it's so preposterous, and I'm gonna read it, and I want you to see if you can pick up what I picked up on.
Okay.
All right. Detroit man, 73, slashed child's throat in park while horrified kids played, police say. All right. So here's what made me laugh.
Okay.
Is that the horrified kids continued to play. Like, they were like, oh my god! On the fucking monkey bars. Like, it's... No,
God.
I think just saying that kids looked on horrified or some shit. Like, I don't think they kept playing while this guy's slicing this kid's throat, but...
Dude.
She survived. So,
Okay.
yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's good.
He came out of nowhere and just pulled a knife on me, the girl told the Fox affiliate. 7 years old. Already getting stabbed. It's fucking Detroit. It's never changed. But yeah, like I said,
Jesus.
what the fuck? Like, I just don't think that kids are gonna play when they see somebody, you know.
How well do you really know kids? You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like I
that's-
remember being a kid very well, so that's where I'm
I don't-
speaking on. Is like,
oh, okay. All right.
if I saw somebody, I mean, I would probably keep playing, but I have mental damage, so. But yeah, so. Anyway, she's okay. She's, you know, she obviously could talk. She spoke to the fucking news about it, but she's probably fucking petrified. Never going to a park again. I would
Never. I mean, probably right now, not so much, right? Like, but like later in life, never gonna leave once
Yeah.
they like get established somewhere. Like when you're young, I think there's a chance you can bounce back from shit like that.
Yeah,
But
like,
it'll come back to haunt you later. 'Cause-
yeah, or like if it happened when she was like in her 20s, like she just becomes a shut-in. Like,
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
why would you blame her? You know.
No, yeah, not at all.
But yeah, she's 7.
But
Good
she's
chance.
fine.
Good chance she'll fucking, you know, they took her to get some ice cream or something. I don't know. Yeah. And the guy's name's Gary. Obviously, he's gonna slash somebody's throat. Like, what the fuck, dude? It's fucked up. But anyway, yeah. That I mean, the whole story obviously is sad, but she survived,
Yeah,
and the headline was funny. So you're welcome.
yeah.
I don't know what else you want from me. See, that's how you do a sad story, Kylie. You gotta leave people happy about the ending. You can't
God,
just...
I'm not happy about anything right now.
Oh, all right.
All right.
That's all I
Yeah.
got.
Nice. Well, if you made it this far, we'd like to thank you. Stop what you're doing. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Go leave us a rating on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
That really helps us. Besides the people we named at the beginning of the episode. Also, if you know, doing all those things also helps if you don't want to give us any money, which we understand.
Yeah.
Times are tight.
Yeah.
All right. And this week's Am I the Asshole?
Let's go.
Am I the asshole for telling my parents I didn't have a kid? They did. And they need to take care of her, not me.
Oh,
All right.
interesting. Okay.
My parents had me, 15 female, when they were 18 and 19. They always made it so obvious they resented being parents so young and added to that they never tried to be good parents. All right.
Jesus.
Well, you sound a little angsty, but it's okay.
Yeah.
You're 15.
If they actually said that to her, we never even tried to be good parents because fuck you. That's wild. All right.
I typically spend most of my time at friends' houses. I don't have extended family to rely on. They disowned my parents from having me so young. That's wild.
Yeah.
So friends' houses were a positive in my life that made me feel comfortable, more comfortable than being at home with my parents. My parents never did the typical parent stuff like helping with homework or showing up to support me at school. I don't think they ever attended a parent conference for me. They ignored a lot of stuff I needed to get signed, and I'd have to get right in their face on the last day to get signatures. My birthday and Christmas have never been a big deal or celebration. This is fucking depressing.
Yeah.
They do celebrate their wedding anniversary, but that's a them thing. When they told me 2 years ago they were expecting a baby, it really surprised me. But then it hurt because sometimes they said stuff that made me feel like I didn't exist. Like how they were so excited to have a baby and how they couldn't wait to be parents. Ugh. Okay. A friend of my mom's did remind her of me, but she and Dad said I was basically the too early practice run, and this was the real deal. God damn. When my sister was born, they were so attentive to her that I ceased to exist completely. I got sick and my school was trying to call someone to pick me up early, but they ignored the calls, and when I got home, they had taken the baby out for a family day. Get the fuck out. When they got home, they hadn't even realized the school called because they had turned off their phones to enjoy family time, quote unquote. My mom quit her job after a month after my sister was born. She wants to be a stay-at-home mom, and she and Dad want at least one more kid. My dad leaves work early on Fridays so he can spend more time with the family, mom and sister. God, dude. My parents tried to have another kid for over a year, and mom isn't pregnant yet, so they're jumping to fertility treatments. They told me I need to watch my sister for a few hours every week while they attend those appointments, and they gave me this detailed list of stuff she needs and what I'm going to do with her. I told them I won't and that they had her, so they need to take care of her because she's not my kid. My parents told me it's a few hours a week and not a huge deal. Dad told me I need to look at it as paying them back for all they did. I really don't like your parents.
Yeah.
I said no and told them they don't give a crap about me, so why would I want to help them? Am I the asshole?
Language, young lady. They don't give a crap about me. Heck. Holy shit. If the words of the teenager are to be believed,
Yeah.
this sucks. But also, she's not wrong.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Watch your own kid. Like, it is not the older sibling's responsibility to take care of the kid. Like, that is something that happens a lot because it's just kind of expected, but by no means is that like, oh, well, you're the older sibling, so you have to care for them. Like, no, that's your fucking deal. You figure it out, because
yeah. When my mom couldn't afford babysitters, I'm the one that watched my two brothers and my sister.
Yeah.
And I'm 2 years older than the brother who's next to me. So like I wasn't even a teenager watching kids. I was a kid watching other kids.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know that definitely happens.
Yeah. God, that's, if this is all true, that's fucking super shitty. Cause like the extra effort to be like, well, you know, we like say things that, oh, we didn't try to be parents when like, and we're excited to finally be parents and like all this shit. They're like, and then expecting this kid to be like, oh yeah, I'd love to watch this kid that you clearly love more than me. Like, it doesn't even sound like typical sibling jealousy when like the new baby comes and then you're like,
yeah,
okay, cool. Like 15 and then a new kid. Like, I don't know how old the sister is, but
yeah,
like still there's so much time between the two, and she's like, no, you guys didn't ever care for me like this. Like,
yeah,
that's rough.
I also think there's a chance, just a chance, that like the things that are being said is not being said directly to her. It's things that she's like overhearing them say.
Oh.
And people say fucked up things, you know, to to their significant other, especially when they don't think anyone else can hear, just because they're, I don't know.
Yeah.
A lot of people have dark humor nowadays.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying what they said was right, but it is possible that she is just being a typical teenager and blowing things out of proportion and not knowing the full context of a conversation.
Yeah.
And just taking what she wants from it, you know?
Right. Yeah, because there's so many examples I could think of, like, where, like, something was said to me, but I clearly only was, like, paying attention to part of it, and then got mad, and that happens as an adult, and, like, I can be aware of it and go, okay, all right, we probably missed something. Fair, give them the benefit of the doubt. But a kid's not always going to figure that out. It's like a teenager who's, you know, going through
Raging,
all of it right now. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Raging hormones. Yeah.
But what,
I mean, resoundingly not the asshole.
Yeah.
But I agree if everything she's saying is completely true.
Yeah. Like at face value, that's fucked up and horrible. And I don't blame her for acting that way. And especially, like, I mean, even if she's not blowing out of proportion, at the end of the day, like I said, it is not her responsibility to take care of that kid. Like,
definitely.
You're a fucking kid, dude. I'm a minor. I'm not in charge of this. Like, I'm not a licensed fucking babysitter. Didn't have a CPR class or whatever the fuck. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was an interesting one. Also kind of depressing, but, you know, that's what we do here.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Let's see. We'd like to thank our friends Jack and Sally at the Macabre Emporium, A Real Creature Feature, the Society of Cryptid Hunters, and, of course, the Remedial Scholar. I don't know if it actually puts on episodes anymore, but it's a thing.
Who knows? Well, that's it, right? Yeah.
That's it.
I've had enough. Peace out, bitches.
Tip your bartender.